The fertile plains of Acholi, once scarred by decades of conflict, were meant to be a place of healing and rebirth. But in recent years, a new insidious and rebirth tension has taken root, threatening to unravel the fragile peace. The invasion of the Balaalo, a term loaded with historical baggage and current anxieties. This isn't just a story of land, it's a story of identity, betrayal, and the profound grief that follows when a community feels its very existence is under threat. The influence, the infiltration, a growing unease. The presence of the Balaalo in Acholi land isn't entirely new. For decades, some pastoralists, often referred to as Balaalo, had grazed their cattle in parts of northern Uganda, sometimes employed by local Acholi cattle owners. However, the post-conflict period saw a significant and often unauthorized influx. These were not simply transient herders. Many arrived with vast herds, acquiring land through sometimes questionable means or simply settling on communal lands. The Acholi, whose land tenure system is largely customary, found their traditional way of the clashing with the pastoralist practices. Unfenced cattle would destroy crops, water sources became strained, and cultural norms were disregarded. The term Balaalo, often used to describe these migrant pastoralists, many of whom are of Bahima or Tutsi origin, with some tracing roots to Rwanda or other neighboring countries, became synonymous with land grabbing and perceived disregard for Acholi rights and customs. The feeling among the Acholi was one of being dispossessed, of having their reliance after LRA insurgency undermined by a new creeping from of settlers colonialism. The silent growing, Paul Lokech and Jacob Oulanyah's death, the deaths of two prominent Acholi sons, Major General Paul Lokech and Speaker Jacob Oulanyah, amplified the communal grief and for many subtly fueled the underlying anxieties about the Balaalo. Major General Paul Lokech, the revered lion of Mogadishu, passed away in August 2021. His death, attributed to a blood clot, sent shocking waves through the nation, but especially in Acholi land. Lokech was seen as a protector, a strong voice of his people, a man who understood the historical injustices and ongoing struggles. While there is no factual link between the death and the Balaalo issue, his absence created a void, leaving many Acholi feeling more vulnerable in their fight against perceived injustices. His leadership was surely missed in navigating the complexities of land disputes and maintaining security. The emotional toll of losing such a figure amidst escalating tensions was immense. Then came the profound loss of Speaker Jacob Oulanyah in March 2022. Oulanyah, a beacon of hope and a powerful advocate for Acholi interest, died after a prolonged illness in the United States. His passing, particularly the initial ambiguity surrounding his alignment and the subsequent public mourning, plunged Acholi into deep sorrow. Like Paul Lokech, Oulanyah was a crucial voice in Parliament, frequently addressing the concern of the constituents, including the land disputes which existed between the Madi and the people of Acholi and Apa. His death, again, while not directly linked to the Balaalo issue, left the Acholi feeling politically offended, their primary advocate gone to a critical time when land issues were reaching a boiling point. The feeling of being on their own intensified. The political crucible, Acholi Parliamentary Group and KKA Acholi. The vacuum left by these leaders coupled the escalating land conflict, ignited fervent and often acrimonious debates within Acholi political and cultural institutions. The Acholi parliamentary group, that is APG, became hotbed of tension. In fact, it died. Acholi members of parliament faced immense pressure from their constituents to address the Balaalo decisively. Many MPs openly accused the government of failing to enforce its own directives on regulating Balaalo movements and land acquisition, some even alleging double standards. The recent presidential executive orders, like number 3 of 2023 and number 2 of 2025, mandating eviction and regulation have been met with both curious optimism and deep skepticism within the APG, with some MPs expressing frustration over what they perceive as delays and lack of political solution. The internal divisions within the Acholi parliamentary group, which led to its death, as some members are accused of not being vocal enough or even benefiting from land transactions, have only added to the frustration and mistrust among the populace. The debates are often charged with emotion as MPs grapple with balancing national directives and the raw grievance of their people. Similarly, the KKA Acholi Cultural Institution, led by the paramount chief, has been a central pillar in the fight against the Balaalo invasion. The institution holds customary land tenure system paramount and views the unchecked settlement of Balaalo as a direct assault on their cultural heritage and communal ownership of land. The KKA Acholi has issued ultimatums, held numerous consultative meetings, and consistently urged the government to protect the Acholi land. Their pronouncements often reflect the deep emotional connection the Acholi people have to their land, viewing it not just as a commodity, but as the essence of their identity and survival. The tension here is profound, as the cultural leaders feel a moral imperative to defend their ancestral land against what they see as an existential threat, often putting them at odds with elements within the central government. The KKA Acholi almost died. The unspoken link between M23 and the regional instability. While there is no factual established link between the Balaalo community as a whole and M23 rebels, the regional dynamics create an environment where such fears can foster. The M23 rebellion, largely composed of Congolese, Tutsis, and Uganda's alleged support for the group, though denied by the Uganda government, create a volatile backdrop. Mark the term backdrop. The fact that some Balaalo of Tutsi origin erupted with their migratory patterns and historical ties across borders allows for the uneasy whispers and accusations of a hidden connection to persist, particularly among a population already facing vulnerable and dispossessed properties. It is the fear that these land disputes could be manipulated or leverage external forces, or that this seeking to acquire land might have powerful, perhaps even military backing. This adds another layer of emotional distress and suspension, making the Balaalo issue not just a local land conflict but a perceived national security threat from within. The history of Balaalo in Acholi is a somber testament to how land, identity, and political power can cover or can converge to create profound human suffering. The deaths of beloved leaders, the heated debates in political and cultural forums, and the lingering fear of a silent indigenous takeover point a grim picture for a region still struggling to heal from the past wars. The tears shed for Paul Lokech and Oulanyah are not just for individuals, they are for homeland under siege, a way of life under threat, and the emotional burden of a future that feels increasingly uncertain. And also, the allegations that there's oil. We know what oil attracts in the world. Thank you.